Dealing with any narcissistic individual, be it your parent, a sibling, a friend, a partner, a co-worker, an adult child, can be incredibly confusing and draining. And when you're unaware of what is happening, we often internalize it and question ourselves. And when we do become aware of what is happening and we start to point it out to the narcissistic individual, they twist it and flip it, and we're the ones that end up frustrated and confused, and you just can't get them to see your point of view. You can't get them to see where they might have gone wrong. They just twist it and project onto you and accuse you of doing to them what they are indeed doing to you. And there's no winning with narcissistic individuals because they just rewrite it to suit their narrative. The best way to win a narcissistic individual is to walk away, no longer play. Remove your supply, remove your attention. Many narcissists will then escalate their games because no one throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist who's losing control of someone else's mind, which is why we have to safely ride out the storm until they get bored. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, there are many different behaviours that they use that drives us crazy, to the point where we believe that we're going crazy. Any behaviours that you notice, please do add those into the comments. When it comes to the narcissist, one of the first behaviours that's going to drive you crazy is their gaslighting. If you dare to try and confront a narcissist about their hurtful, manipulative, toxic behaviour, they might respond with things such as, "I never did that, I never said that, you must be imagining things." And when you have evidence, when you have a message written on your phone, you have evidence and you can think, "Ha, got you," because we are human, and you go to them with that evidence, they just, "Wow, can't believe you've saved that." They believe that you're obsessed with them rather than that they're lying to you. Show them evidence, they'll claim that they believe that you saved it to use it against them. And as you have saved it to show them the truth, you're the one that believes you're the issue. You can just have that instinct that they're up to no good, and you might rummage through their things, which you should not be doing. And when you find the evidence and go to them with that evidence, they just stand back and, "Wow, can't believe you've been through my things." And you're the one that is then put on the defensive and defending yourself to the narcissist for the very things they've done to you. A narcissist wants to convince you that your emotional reactions to their actions are the problem, when without their actions, there would be no emotional reactions. Over time, this repeated denial of reality can make you doubt your own memory and your own sanity, believing that you're the problem and you're the one that's going crazy. Projection is another tactic that they use. A narcissist who is frequently unfaithful will accuse you of cheating or being up to no good without any basis for these claims. They shift the focus away from their behaviour and unjustly accuse you. Try co-parenting with a narcissistic person. It's damn near impossible. They counter-parent. You set up a nice childcare plan of who has the children on what days, and everything seems to be going along swimmingly, and you think you finally cracked it, and then bam, out of nowhere they change the plan on you at the last minute, and they expect you to just jump to their demand. And then when you don't, they get offended and they accuse you of being awkward and selfish and unreasonable and unflexible. Ask them to switch something and you've got no chance. They'll be happy as long as you agree to them. The second you say no to them due to their sense of entitlement, they get offended and accuse you of being awkward and selfish and stubborn. The very things that they are. Triangulation. A narcissist might come and tell you that a friend has been speaking negatively about you, that I wouldn't trust that friend of yours if I was you. And then they will tell that friend the things that you said in response. And it creates that mistrust. They create that competition. Narcissistic parents will compliment one sibling in a manner that puts down and criticises another sibling. They will say things like, "Why can't you be more like?" causing you to feel like there's something wrong with you, causing you to feel isolated and desperate for the narcissist's approval. They will use silent treatments. Now, we're all capable of falling silent when we've had our feelings hurt, and a narcissist will have had their ego dented after a minor disagreement, or when you dare to say no to a narcissistic individual. They might just completely ignore you for hours, for days, for weeks, refusing to respond to any texts or any calls, blocking you on social media and then denying all knowledge, gaslighting you, withdrawing any communication from you, leaving you to feel abandoned and desperate to make amends with them, desperate to put things right, even though you're not the one at fault. Shifting the blame. If a narcissistic individual forgets an important event or an important detail, they will simply claim that you're the problem for not reminding them. However, in the future, if you do remind them based on what happened last time, they accuse you of treating them like a child, and they don't need reminders from the likes of you because they believe they're superior to you. So there's no winning with them. They make you feel responsible for their mistakes. They cheat on you and they accuse you of being the one that wasn't paying them enough attention. And no matter how much attention you pay them, it's never going to be enough for a narcissistic individual. Or they blame the person they cheated on you with for not leaving them alone, even though it was the narcissist chasing the other person, the narcissist projection. They will use a ton of criticism. These are some of the most unsupportive people you could ever meet, who will project and claim that you're the one that's not supportive of them. They will come up with wild ideas that you won't support, and then they get offended by this. A narcissist might start to critique your appearance, your work, your decisions. They might say things like, "You never do anything right. Are you sure you're okay? I think you might be a bit sensitive." Or when you call them out on something, they gaslight and accuse you of overreacting, criticising your emotional reactions to their behaviour. They use those backhanded compliments where they'll say, "Oh, you look nice. Might be better if you lost a couple of pounds." So you're constantly questioning and doubting who you are as a person, and constantly trying to improve yourself to suit them. You'll often notice many people within narcissistic relationships, their appearance changes because the things that a narcissist was once attracted to, they're envious of, and they're also worried that somebody might also be attracted to those things. So they destroy them within you, and then they're no longer attracted to you, and they devalue you, discard you, and move on to somebody new, while blaming you and accusing you of being bitter and jealous and resentful, which is a normal reaction. When someone treats you the way a narcissistic person does, it's normal to become bitter and resentful. Again, they want to convince others that it's your emotional reactions that are the issue and not their behaviour and their mistreatment of you. They will create absolute chaos, especially on someone else's special occasion, because they're envious of this. A narcissist might start an argument out of absolutely nowhere. They can contradict themselves or give conflicting information to keep you on edge, constantly trying to predict their next mood and prevent their next outburst, which distracts you from recognizing their manipulative behavior. They have so many double standards. It's one rule for you and another for them. They're allowed to do as they please. You are only allowed to do what benefits them. When it comes to a narcissist and their tactics, it creates a cycle of confusion and self-doubt and emotional dependency, seeking that validation from the narcissist, effectively making you feel unstable and increasingly reliant on the narcissist, feeling like you're the issue, you're the problem, not recognizing these behaviours because we simply haven't learned about them. We know something's wrong, but we can't quite put our finger on what is wrong. And every time we think we've cracked it, and we go to the narcissist and say, "Hey, I know what's wrong," they gaslight you again. They project and blame you. They divide you against others and triangulate you and play you off against other people. They fall silent on you and refuse to communicate. They've shifted all the blame onto you, and they criticise and mock you for being the problem so that they can create the chaos and blame you for the chaos that you're in. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsor link is also in the video description. I do have several books out on Amazon: 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissist Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding narcissistic and emotional abuse, how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, and a new book coming out soon, which is going to be the hilarious and sometimes horrifying memes to give you more understanding of narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you'd like to go and check those out, they'll be in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.